Hello again. I'm back with another article. Mad in America, Science, Psychiatry, and Social Justice is the where this article comes to us today. It says childhood trauma may alter immune function. A new study finds an important link between childhood trauma, immune activation, and the development of psychiatric disorders. This is from March 15th of 2018 from Jessica Jans. A study published in 2017 by researchers from the University of Medical Center Groningen in the Netherlands found that childhood experiences of trauma predict the development of anxiety and mood disorders in adolescents. The study that was published in Nature found this association to be connected with stress-related inflammatory markers, such as highly sensitive CRP or HSCRP, which indicate a compromise in the immune system. This activation of the immune system could be a pathway linking traumatic or stressful experiences to later onset of psychopathology. The researchers rate stressful experiences early in life could lead to a chronic state of immune activation, which would increase the vulnerability for the development of psychiatric disorders. No. Talk to the hand, psychiatric disorder, trauma. Well, there was a well-supported body of literature suggesting a link between the occurrence of childhood trauma and the development of medical health issues in adulthood. New research is attempting to discover the effect of these traumatic childhood experiences have on the way of the immune system develops. Further, this line of inquiry investigates the influence an altered immune system may have on one's mental health throughout their lives. A recent study published in The Lancet provides mounting evidence that inflammation and altered immune response could play a significant role in the pathogenesis of psychological distress, the researchers explain. A possible explanation is that stress may cause activation of the immune system, which in turn could influence brain functioning, and this could contribute to the development of psychiatric disorders. You know, what's really funny about reading these is when I'm thinking about our history. And when we had, I might have to go look this up to see if I am thinking correctly, but do we always seem to have some type of demic period after a large wars are taking place? Is there a secondary war that happens within the body after or towards the end of I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. If you know, put it in the comments and tell me, wow, you're right. There seems to be. I also think that as well. Let's go check it out together. In the current study, researchers, I'm just thinking if the world is under a lot of stress, kind of makes sense that we might have things like the bubonic plague happening, later, after. If this is correct, we should see that in history. In the current study, researchers examined the role that exposure to childhood traumatic experiences has on an individual's immune system and ultimately the development of psychiatric disorders. Importantly, to date, no studies have prospectively addressed the link between childhood life events, the immune system, and development of various psychiatric disorders. Actually, I want to disagree with that because there are studies being done. So there are and have since at least the 80s. So to say that to date there aren't any, I'd say there's none published. Studying the association prospectively could give information on whether childhood life events may lead to a state of chronic low-grade immune activation and possibly also impairment of the immune system. The study utilized the Tracking Adolescents' Lives Survey, or TRAILS. A large sample population of the Netherlands, 4 domains of trauma were assessed to over 1,000 adolescents during an 8-year period, such as sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and separation trauma. Participants were elevated evaluated, every 2 years with a combination of self-report surveys to assess mental health and blood samples for biomarkers. Do you start to get the feeling that the children in Netherlands are part of some large scientific experiment that they're unaware of? Maybe you don't want to live in the Netherlands. After 4 waves of analysis, researchers found that the presence of traumatic experiences before the age of 16 altered the immune function of these individuals and predicted the development of mood and anxiety disorders in participants at age 19. While the investigators cautioned that more research is needed on this topic, the study highlights the importance of life events and the development of adverse mental health outcomes. And these findings provide support to the growing body of literature linked childhood experiences with mental health outcomes. Further studies may help us to understand the far-reaching effects of childhood trauma and highlight the importance of preventative measures. But we're talking about an immune system. It alters the immune function. In other words, you get a case of mono, whereas maybe the other kids in the class did not. That's what that's telling me. Oh, more interesting things to contemplate.